Right, so we agreed we're gonna tune the intros down just a bit.
Yeah, we're gonna tune it down a bit, but
Okay.
for this one we have to bring in some LSC merchandise and some
Oh,
LSC branding.
okay,
But
okay.
don't worry about it, just a little bit.
Just
you
a
know?
bit. All right,
Exactly.
okay, fair enough. All right, I'll trust you. All right. Okay, here we go. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Picks to Watch. With the new season comes a bunch of new champions who will be making their way onto the LEC stage. That means we gotta jump straight into it right now. As we draw closer to the beginning of the LEC, so does the stench of death, as Karthus makes his way to the competitive scene. Changes to the Dark Harvest back on patch 8.23 brought the Death Slinger to the forefront of competitive play. Even after the adjustments to the rune, players recognize his true power. While he is likely to primarily be played in a jungle position, one of his strengths is the flexibility that he offers in the draft, with the option of being played mid, top, and sometimes even bot. His primary role in the jungle will be to farm. The Lich has no time to play with others and instead focuses on gaining power for himself. The jungle will be nothing but left to waste after he has defiled his way through it at an alarming pace. His true power comes through in teamfights. Thanks to his huge area of effect damaging abilities, the uncomfortable amount of crowd control and zoning that his Wall of Pain provides, plus the ridiculous amount of damage that his Rec Room of Death can deal. Karthus shows the most weakness in the early stages of play. The Death Breacher is generous in his expenditure of his mana, making him rather reliant on the blue buff to clear his jungle efficiently. As Karthus doesn't like people, he prefers to avoid skirmishing as much as possible in the early game, given his squishy nature and a reliance on landing skill shots, which can be rather challenging against highly mobile and powerful early game junglers. Karthus typically builds Runic Echoes into Morellonomicon and Sorcery Boots. His builds can then vary depending on your needs. Ryla's Crystal Scepter for a bit more utility, Zhonya's Hourglass for more survivability, and Deathcap. But, well, you know, it speaks for itself. Dark Harvest is crucial, given its fantastic synergy with Karthus' kit, and he would say,
"So many souls await."
Our next champion has no sing-along, but will definitely leave you frozen. It's lissandra. The Ice Witch's versatility at every stage of play makes cold look hot. In the early game, her impressive crowd control from her Ring of Frost and Frozen Tomb, combined with the strong wave clear from her Ice Shard, allows her to generate a lot of pressure in the mid lane and set up for easy ganks or strong 2v2 situations. In the mid game and teamfight situations, she can act as a frontline tank or a backline assassin. Thanks to the tankiness from Aftershock and Bone Plating, mixed in with Zhonya's Hourglass and the invulnerability from her Frozen Tomb, she can soak up damage, heal it up, and remind the world of her true power. Alternatively, she can use the mobility from her Glacial Path, comboed with the Proto Belt, to find her target and neutralize them. Let's also not forget the new friends that she brings to the fight, thanks to the change in her passive. The Resurrection of Fallen Champions provides further crowd control in the chaos of a fight, along with damage that will often surprise you. While it may be hard to stop an avalanche, one can avoid it. Lissandra's range overall is fairly short, meaning she really has to get up close and personal before she can make you kneel. Champions with high mobility or range that can keep her out of reach will make her Frozen Touch nothing more than an awkward wave. Her typical build path involves prioritizing a Proto Belt, followed typically by a Morellonomicon for further damage or Zhonya's Hourglass for more durability and stalling in fights. Then round things out with damage from Deathcap and a lovely Void Staff. Slithering her way back onto the Rift, this champion has found a den in a new part of the map. It's Cassiopeia in the bot lane. Her flexibility is not only thanks to not having any legs, but due to her ability to be played in top, mid, and the bot lane. In the current meta, flexing means everything. Focusing in on the bot lane, Cassiopeia provides a lot more pressure than many of the champions in that role. The reason for this is her shift in skill order. Pro players now prioritize maxing Noxious Blast instead of Twin Fang. The damage and scaling is extremely strong and provides really good poke and wave clear in the early to mid game. She still has the problem of high mana cost early on into the game, and can be abused until Cassio gets her first base and grabs either a Tear of the Goddess or Lost Chapter, giving her the right to spend more mana. Her scaling is also exceptional, and that's just her tail. With crazy late game damage output and insane zone control with things like her Miasma and Petrifying Gaze, she only continues to add more value the longer the game goes on. While she is strong and is an excellent duelist, her damage is reliant on poisoning a target and she has limited escape tools. This means that she can struggle against high mobility champions that can close the gap quickly and dodge around her venom. Some pros like to rush a tier of the goddess and work towards an Archangel staff, which provides more mana and a shield for stronger teamfighting later into the game, while others prefer to grab Luden's Echo as early as possible for more damage output in the early to mid game. Many will also include Liandry's and Rylai's as a core part of her build as they synergize so nicely with her kit. Don't forget your Arcane Comment. The low cooldowns of her spells allow her to get multiple procs of the rune off in a single exchange and will make you think that her beauty is out of this world. That does it for this episode of Picks to Watch. If there are any fun or interesting champions that you think could make their way into the new meta, be sure to go down into the comment section and let me know. The LEC starts this Friday, January 18th at 6 PM CET, and you won't want to miss it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. If I can get out of here. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Picks to Watch. The new season starts. See, this just feels very funny to me.